This week, I watched a 21-year-old flight instructor land a small plane right on Interstate 10 in Florida. She was teaching a student when the plane developed oil pressure trouble and the fumes filled the cockpit. Now, she knew they were not going to make it back to the airport, so she took control and guided that plane right underneath a highway sign and landed it safely. Thankfully, no one was hurt. Now, what stayed with me was how calm she remained. And she credited that to her training. And that's the part that every physician owner and practice leader needs to hear. There will be days when you have to get in the seat and lead your practice right through an emergency. So here are 3 things that a hyper-organized practice does way before that moment arrives. By the way, I'm Tania Chevalier. I've spent more than 30 years in medical practice management, helping independent practices become 5-star profitable businesses through coaching, education, and smart technology. So what does that kind of preparation actually look like inside a medical practice? Well, it starts with making sure that everyone knows who's in charge and who's going to take control. When a patient faints in your hallway, your team should already know who leads, who calls for help, and who manages everyone else. Or let's say your front desk supervisor quits without any notice. Someone will need to take control of the schedule and cover all the work that protects patient care and revenue. Second, determine the first few actions before you ever need them. So for example, if a patient falls in your parking lot, who responds? What gets documented? And who needs to be notified? Or if you find out that Medicare auditors are arriving tomorrow morning, who gathers records for them? Who communicates with them? And who contacts your advisors? Now, you don't need a 50-page policy manual for every possible problem. You just need a clear starting point that helps people act instead of panic. Third, practice your plan. A policy sitting in a drawer doesn't really create a prepared team. So talk through likely scenarios and make sure that people know their roles, where information is kept, and what to do first. That pilot, she remained focused because her training gave her something to rely on. And that's what a hyper-organized practice really is. It's a practice that has prepared its people to respond appropriately even when something goes wrong. If you're sitting in the practice leader's chair and expected to know what to do, even when no one ever really taught you, that's why I'm creating the Practice Leaders Inner Circle by Turnkey MD. You'll receive practical tools, weekly office hours, and trusted guidance for the day-to-day and the moments when you have to land the plane. There's a link below where you can learn more. Subscribe to my channel for more practical medical practice guidance, and I'll see you in the next video.